Welcome to Overwatch, and as you can probably hear from my voice, it's nice and deep and sexy, and that's because I've woken up today and read some very interesting things on the internet, as I often do. And of course it's about Overwatch, and it's because lately, so those of you who've been following the launch have been no doubt aware that everything Overwatch has just exploded over the last couple of weeks. Like, everyone and their mum is interested in Overwatch. And this, of course, applies to gaming media websites, and now they're coming out with tons and tons and tons of articles about Overwatch. And one of those was an article by the highly reputed, and I say this with a giggle, I can't even keep a straight face, Kotaku. Bloody Kotaku. And they know they're going down, because Hulk Hogan came in and is just gonna clean them all out. And they went down swinging, so they said, hey, guys, did you know that there's a ton of Overwatch porn out there? Yeah, guys, we're all on the internet. We know there's lots and lots of porn on the internet. Rule 43? No, 34. There we go. Exists. It's a thing. Okay, fair enough. But what they did there was they kind of smacked the hornet's nest, or not so much that, it's just that they're throwing a spotlight on something that a lot of companies don't want spotlight thrown onto, right? Now, let me be frank, let me be completely open, right? I grew up on the internet. I know lots and lots and lots of websites on the internet. I am intimately familiar with lots and lots of websites on the internet, okay? Okay. There's nothing naive about me. But it's one of those things where most people in polite company, it's just like, yeah, you just don't talk about it, okay? It's just a fact of life, you just sort of look the other way, whatever, you don't acknowledge it. What Kotaku did by shining a spotlight on it, though, sort of prompted a response. Now, the response is that Blizzard, or a company that works with Blizzard or for Blizzard, have basically gone after some of the content creators, the porn content creators, specifically the source filmmaker stuff, and they've done this before, by the way, where they're going after, you know, especially stuff using the models ripped from the game, anything that could be associated directly with the game. The reason they're doing that, by the way, and you'll find this in any media group, or any group, especially where payments are getting handled as well, where money's getting passed around, is no one wants to be associated with porn. This is true. This is why, for example, not long ago there was a scandal where YouPorn wanted to get into esports, and they wanted to make a team called Team YP, and they were basically banned out because even though YouPorn were saying we'll be completely hands off and we'll just be Team YP, the sponsors find out, other sponsors find out, and they say no, we don't want to have it associated with our brand. And that's the big thing, they just don't want anything like that associated with their brand. Now, Blizzard are a well-aware gaming company. I'm convinced they know, believe me, they've got artists on their team. Spoiler alert, pretty much every artist on the planet has at some point drawn a naked woman. But they generally just look the other way and leave it be, because everyone knows to look the other way and leave it be. But what Kotaku did is they basically released a clickbait article, because you put Overwatch and porn in the title of something, and I'm well aware that I am now part of this cycle, and suddenly you get 1 million views. And this has already happened, like a few YouTubers have already gone out and made videos, like someone made a reaction video of them, quote-unquote, finding out about Overwatch porn. Please. Bitch, please. Anyway. So PC Gamer released this article saying that now Blizzard are going after some of the porn creators, because Blizzard have to basically do something about this now. They have to be seen to be, I don't know, policing it, because what they don't want now is a shitload of people searching for Overwatch, and what happens is the search engines start changing things, and then basically you start, when you type in Overwatch into Google, you get a porn image, and Blizzard don't want that. That's like Nightmare City, because you don't want something where a minor or someone underage could be exposed to something pornographic. You don't want that associated with your brand, you don't want that associated with anything. And the frenzy that's coming out of this is just stupid. It's really stupid, and now I'm a part of it. But I wanted to just get out there and say how completely stupid it is, and it's stupid for the following reason. This isn't so much Blizzard trying to, I don't know, control pornography on the internet, because God knows they have enough internet-savvy people over there who can tell them, out and out, that's never going to happen, it's never going to work. At the most, you'll put a dent in it for a week or two, and then it'll just spring back stronger than ever. But this is gaming media websites, once again, trying to be relevant in an age where they're not relevant, and specifically it's Kotaku. And this is why I have no remorse at all for what's happening to Gorka and what's happening to them on that side of things. Kotaku has always been a bit skeevy. They've always put out clickbait articles. They've always tried to just pander and pander and pander. And as someone who's been a part of the Overwatch community since there was an Overwatch community, it's been fascinating watching what people and what sites make genuinely good content and make really good stuff about Overwatch and have a passion for the game and a love for the game, and then what sites are just clearly trying to get onto the bandwagon, are clearly just trying to jump on board and ride, whatever success Overwatch is generating for the couple of months is going to be sort of in the sun for a couple of months, and then as it starts to wane, they'll just go and piss off somewhere else. And seeing this sort of stuff spreading around the internet, it baffles me, because I see people like bashing Blizzard. Oh, Blizzard, what are you doing? You know this isn't going to work. And yeah, they probably do. Like, they're not dumb. In all the conversations I've had with Blizzard employees and people who work with Blizzard and people who work at Blizzard, they are not dumb. Trust me on that one. They've made some bizarre decisions gameplay-wise, but they usually have a reason behind it, they have data behind it, and they have a background in it. Like, Blizzard don't do things for random reasons, for no reason at all. Now, what I think right now is happening is, this is just my speculation, but Blizzard doesn't do a lot of their own enforcement on this sort of thing. I imagine there's just too much of it to do, for example. So what they probably have is third-party companies just tracking down people using source filmmaker assets, like what happened before, which is literally what happened before, by the way. There was a third-party company that went after the source filmmaker creators because of pornography reasons, and basically got the models taken down. Now that the models have been reinstated, they've been told it's fine, it's okay to use it for, innocuous reasons, making cool content, making content that you can put on YouTube safely, for example, and that sort of stuff is great. Blizzard are big fans of that stuff, so they wouldn't like to see it go away. Otherwise, it's just one of those forces in nature, and, especially because they're artists, right? They have artists on the team. You make women that are sexy, they're going to be put in sexy situations. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. Sorry, you can't police that. But when a company like Kotaku, and this is where I get angry, when a company like Kotaku basically puts an article out there just to scrape together some money to pay off Hulk Hogan's bills, it annoys me. It really does annoy me, because it's just like, well, what's the point? You've acknowledged something that everyone already knows exists, you've acknowledged that it's out there, and all you're doing is fueling traffic towards it, which is just going to cause further problems down the line, with no journalism behind it, no reporting on anything, no value in the content at all, and you wonder why people resent websites. Now, I have nothing against the PC Gamer article. The PC Gamer article actually is looking into things, it's trying to do some research, it's trying to do some actual fucking journalism, but where I don't have any sympathy is articles like Kotaku's. Full well knowing that you're doing this just for some shitty clickbait. Now, this is probably one of the more opinionated videos I'm ever going to do. I did for a while, for example, do News Blitz, which was just like news articles with my opinion in full up. This is pretty much just my solid opinion, but yeah, I'm not sorry to see Kotaku going down. PC Gamer ran an article on this now, and everyone's sort of following up on that article saying that Blizzard are going after porn creators. I've heard of a few specific individuals being sort of hit with, just stop, basically, or will pursue legal action. And they probably will for a few months, and then they'll spring back. Like, you can't control this sort of thing on the internet. Blizzard know it, everyone knows it. But because the red carpet's been waved, you've got to sort of charge it, basically, because it's there now, and you've got to be seen to be dealing with it. So hey, isn't that fun? And by the way, just before anyone gets confused and says that it's for copyright law reasons, so the way that works is, it's not for copyright law reasons. So you've got to be seen to be defending a trademark, or a logo or a brand, but not a copyright. Copyright is something that you instantly have. You instantly have right of copyright, so you don't have to sort of go after that and pursue that. And just for those of you who aren't in the know, basically you have to be seen to be defending your copyright. So for example, it's why Google was against people using the word Google for anyone using a search engine, because that means that the term Google now is no longer really a trademark. It's no longer something that can be protected and monetized, because people just use the term, oh, just Google it, and so now the brand name, the term Google, has less monetary value, and that's why that happens. And I'll just round this video off, by the way, and mention League of Titans. So I actually jokingly brought up League of Titans when I was at Overwatch All-Stars, and basically I was told something very clever and very reasonable. Like, I can't believe I didn't realize this before, which is basically every time Blizzard have released a title, there's been a League of Titans. There's been a cheap Chinese knockoff, so it's not the first time they've been to this rodeo, so I don't expect that game to last very long. But yeah, I wanted to get a quick video out there because I know I've been a bit silent. I've been busy the last couple of days. I've been working on some of the more robust guide content. Easier to Land Tracer should be up either later today or tomorrow. There's a police car outside that's very noisy. But yeah, thanks for watching to the end. Hopefully the gameplay in the back was entertaining. I've been playing the hell out of Genji especially lately. Yeah, thanks for watching to the end. I've been Josh's One Voice amongst many, commenting on Overwatch pornography, probably for the first and last time, at least in public. And just to round up this video, because there's still like a good couple of minutes of gameplay left, I'm actually just going to keep, before doing the final two, just commenting on this game. So I actually swapped to McCree during this one, because I noticed they ran a double Lucio comp, where, you know, clearly someone's watched a pro game and thought, hey, double Lucio, that works. So I basically went McCree to shut that down, because Tracer wasn't working so well. And I need to play very high-impact heroes, especially when I'm playing with a lot of my friends, because they're not quite as experienced as I am, so I kind of feel obliged to, I don't know, try and carry, basically, and find the high-impact location I can. Oh, that was a bluff. That was a bad move by me, but that Genji doesn't follow up. So actually, let's talk about like Genji reflect and stuff like that. So when you reflect the flashbang, what I do is I just instantly dash, because there's no point just doing the rest of the reflect, because he's not going to shoot you, he's stunned. So you just might as well dash out of it. Hello, Mercy. High impact target, boom, get the flank on with the Kree, that's what we want. All I'm doing is I'm controlling the high ground here, by the way. There's a really bad habit people have in King of the Hill, where they'll just stand on the point after taking it. Don't do that. You're a sitting duck. Like the point itself is actually designed to be retaken. You've got to keep that in mind. So it's generally on like low ground. It's generally easy to spam into, and so when you have it, you only really need one or two people stood on it. The rest of you can position around it, and trying to do that is really important. Also, by the way, flashbanging Genji, try and throw it at the floor, above him, next to him, alongside him, all over the place. Don't try and throw it directly at him, or just bait out the deflect. Most Genjis will just use it pretty much immediately, so you can just usually predict it that way. Otherwise, I mean, it's looking really good for us on this point, at least. We had some trouble on the first point just because less experienced players can't really handle stuff like Lucio, Tracer, for example. They're very difficult to kill. I can't believe I whiffed that flashbang. That's so bad. I knew like the moment I threw it that was bad, and also these shots are awful, but finally do get her down with a nice headshot. Now I'm in position, so I wanted to go up here just because this is a really good position. The Mercy, I like completely whiffed the Deadeye though, so I hit two targets still in the res protection. Still, I'm in a good enough position to just come down and deal some damage. I don't really need the Deadeye here. It's just a bit of a crutch. That guy's probably looking to ult, but he's not going to do it, so just say hello. And win out. King of the Hill. What was player of the game here? I can't remember. Oh, of course it was a boop. Environmental kills very heavily weighted. It's also, someone pointed out to me very intelligently that on my play of the game video, that doing a knockoff actually gives you the, like, it's like instantly doing that amount of hit point damage. So for example, that Winston, it's like he did 1,000 damage. Anyway, thanks for watching to the end. Toodles.